I won't move.
I'd like to call to order a meeting of the Cortland City Council. Today is Monday, July 21st, 2025. Invite everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a brief prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to serve you and to serve the city. We ask for your wisdom and guidance on the decisions before us this evening. We ask this in your name. Amen. Roll call, please.
Jim Bradley.
Here.
Kathy Fleischer.
Here.
Dick McLean.
Here.
Don Moore.
Here.
John Burkiri.
Here.
Scott Rowley.
Here.
Kevin Pyrus.
Here. We have a motion for the minutes, approval of minutes from the July 7th, 2025 council meetings.
Second.
Any corrections? Roll call.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Burkiri.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Same.
Jim Bradley.
Yes.
Kevin Pyrus.
Yes. We have a motion for the approval of schedule of bills to be paid totaling $184,375.63.
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I do. For Patty, the Dafflin's Body Shop, for the accident, I see insurance paid
Yes.
for the truck. What about the plow? The plow is shown as a separate item.
We are getting reimbursed from the plow.
Okay, because that should be covered, I just
Yes,
wanted to
it will be covered, they're sending that over. I had to call on that, because we had not received payment on it, and, I asked Daffrin if they had, they were complete, they said they were.
Okay,
So that's getting taken
I
care
want to
of.
be sure that wasn't overlooked.
Nope, that check will be coming.
Thank you, Don. Any other questions? All right. Motion for roll call, please.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Burkiri.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Jim Bradley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Kevin Pyrus.
Yes. Next, we have a motion for the approval of the bank reconciliation ending June 30th of 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Have a roll call, please.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Burkiri.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Jim Bradley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Kevin Pyrus.
Yes. So we have no old business tonight, so we're going to move on to new business. First up is ordinance O-38-25, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with King's Sanitary Service for smoke testing on the city's sanitary sewer system. This is an emergency submitted by the interim service director. We have a motion, please.
Second.
We have a motion on the emergency, please.
So moved.
Second.
John. And while you're up there, the justification for the emergency, since it is an emergency.
So, we have an extensive amount of I&I in the city. It's been a known issue for years now. This would be the first step in identifying where we have I&I, where the stormwater is coming into our sanitary system. By smoke testing, we're gonna do a targeted neighborhood, up north of the trail and over across. And, we're just gonna identify where, I guess, stormwater coming from people's gutters is going into the tank. So, we sought 3 quotes. One was non-responsive, we had 2. King's was the preferred one.
And emergency because we need to identify this infiltration.
Yeah, so we've had flooding, extensive flooding in the city, and, it's an emergency because we want to address it before fall hits. So, taking 3 full meetings, that would set us into August, and, then having a company mobilize, and by the time they actually did the testing, I'm not sure that we would be able to do anything about it this fall.
To be honest, we tried to get it on last meeting, we just ran out of time. So it was his intention to get it on sooner, to get the smoke testing done sooner.
Hey, Sean, depending on what it shows, what are the possible solutions?
So the ramifications will be, I can tell you 100%, I will buy you a steak dinner, that you have I&I in the city, right? So council will need to decide how you want to address that with your residents. If you want to force compliance, if you want to grandfather them in, if you want to charge homes for additional water that's hitting into the sanitary. So the problem is when the houses were built in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, it was common practice to have your rain gutters go into the sanitary. So you absolutely have dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of houses where that is occurring. This is identifying whose those houses are. Part of the rain event was that the sanitary system was overwhelmed. Sanitary pipe is 4 or 6 inches in some areas. It is not equipped to take stormwater.
If the homeowner wanted to correct it,
So
you put it into the storm sewer, they would do that at their own expense?
that would be up to council, yes. You can force compliance for that. So, but yes, ideally, the homeowner would correct it on their own, route their rain gutters into storm in some manner therefore. So, in other communities, they seek grants, they offset some of the costs. In other communities, they tell them just to do it. So, I have no idea what that cost would be if you wanted to do that at this point, because I don't know how many houses. I guarantee you there are dozens of houses where this is an issue.
So that makes our sewer bill higher, right? Pat?
Yes.
Yes. And our percentage of that loan was based on our percentage of flow into.
So this is costing the city like literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, over the course of our agreement with the county at this point. So there will be some financial offset for the city by reducing this. Again, I'm not sure how much, but the amount of rainwater going into the sanitary is significant at this point. This is the first step in the process.
So what can, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is the area we've had the problem, the greatest problem.
Yeah.
You're saying it's citywide?
Again, we're not sure, but we're gonna start in that area and identify it there, and then honestly, go from there. So, I know that there has been a history here, so we are sensitive that there has been a history of smoke testing. We're hiring an outside firm to do this. We will notify residents, we will, send out notifications, door hangers, knock the day of. So, that is not an issue, but I'm telling you now that it is an issue. I&I is an issue in this city.
And
Good question.
you answered my questions. I was gonna ask you about what's the process for the homeowners, what do they need to expect?
So depending on when the company is able to come out and mobilize, we're hoping it's within the next 30 days. We can absolutely send out an e-news, social media, we'll have some of the companies will do door hangers and just notify everybody, hey, we're gonna do this on this date, we'll hang doors on all the neighborhoods. That would be acceptable to us.
Question, here, is this the same thing that you guys were gonna do in-house?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Old Oak smoke testing to
Okay.
determine downspouts and sanitary.
So
Yep, that's exactly it.
Did we used to do that and now we can't do it, or?
So the city used to do it in-house. There was an issue a few years ago. Obviously, I was not here, so I cannot speak to the specifics, but there was an issue. There was adverse effects to that testing, and the city stopped doing it in-house.
Okay.
So in discussing it now, we do have the equipment to do it in-house. We're not even sure if it runs, and honestly, it would be, we're kind of overworked in that department. We've had 2 people retire. So, even with the summer help, we could use more help. We just
No,
honestly.
they probably don't have the experience to do it in-house.
Yeah, and it's just honestly taking it off our plate and having a third party do it, shift the liability to them. They're professionals at it, they do it all day long. It's one of those
I
things.
just didn't know if that was the same thing,
Yep.
because I saw that there
Yeah,
was.
absolutely. Old Oak and smoke testing.
Okay, all right.
Any other questions? All right. Roger, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Scott Rowland,
Yes.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Dick McLean,
Yes.
Don Moore,
Yes.
John Burcheri,
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. And now a roll call on the ordinance, please.
John Burcheri,
Yes.
Scott Rowland,
Yes.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Dick McLean,
Yes.
Don Moore,
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-39-25. An ordinance authorizing the police chief to purchase body cameras, accessories, and cloud-based services from Midwest Public Safety for the Cortland Police Department. This is an emergency submitted by the police chief. May I have a motion, please?
Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved. Second.
Yeah. John, do you have anything to
Yeah.
inform us?
So, the company's informed us that, they expect a significant price increase due to tariffs and all kinds of other things. So this emergency would allow us to get in now on the ground level, line up with our grant funding and get that, tariff price, and whatever price increases they do have,
More bang for our buck.
hopefully.
Are these new or replacing older ones?
These are gonna replace older ones. So some of us, 4 or 5 of us already have the newer style. These ones will come in and upgrade the other guys. And it's a cloud-based storage, so it's very easy to access as opposed to the old ones where you have to put a thumb drive in the car and take it in and download it and all that. Makes it a lot easier.
Say you received 2 grants, what were the total of the grants?
I don't have that information.
Okay. Patty,
I wanna say it's 13,000 if that's the
oh,
cloud-based
cover the whole thing?
services and the
is that what you're
cameras. We'll have to pay a little bit for the cameras.
saying? Okay.
Any other questions? All right,
Thank you. Thanks, John.
all right, Rhonda, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Kerry.
Yes.
Scott Riley.
Yes.
Jim Bradley.
Yes.
Kevin Powers.
Yes. And a roll call on the ordinance, please.
Jim Bradley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Kerry.
Yes.
Scott Riley.
Yes.
Kevin Powers.
Yes. Okay, that concludes our new business. Move on to our reports. John, I should have just had you stay up there.
That's okay.
Anything from the police department from the report tonight?
We'd just like to thank council for passing the emergency ordinance for the body worn cameras. We'd also like to publicly thank, I have to read this when I'm screwed up, Adjunct Bob Mangold of the Raymond L. Johnson American Legion Post 540, presented Chief Morris with a $5,000 check to let us, allow us to upgrade our computers on the police side so that we can run the new Windows programs. Other than that, that's all I have. I'm trying to answer any questions you have.
Any questions? All right. Thank you, John. Please pass our thanks also on to the donor. All right. Chief Ray, Fire Department.
Again, I'd like to echo the thanking of the American Legion because they also donated $5,000 to the fire department. We had a couple grants out there, so hopefully they'll start awarding sometime between now and the end of the year. We're not quite sure when. So we're still in the running. We'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to kick in for our share of the grant, should we get it. But other than that, I don't have anything to report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Thanks, Chief. All right. Service Department, Sean.
So in addition to the report, we did finally get our street sweeper back. We expect that thing to be up and running. I know there's extensive work that needs done in the city. It was a chore. So it's back. It got delivered Friday or Thursday. So we're gonna have it up and running. We expect to see it out. Apologies that it wasn't out for the festival. We tried our best, but the company took a while longer than they anticipated. Other than that, we are getting caught up. We had a rough winter. Rough winter with snow. We had a very wet spring, so now that we're starting to get things under our feet and get caught up a little bit in the service department in terms of taking care of the city, the mayor and I did a tour of our parks, and I would anticipate that there are projects. I'd like to work with the Parks Committee, discuss a few things with them. We need to finish up Safety City. We need to look at expanding some of our recreational facilities, and it's something that I look forward to working with the Parks Committee on. But I'm just giving you a heads up. Expect that we are going to ask for some additional expenditures. We will be absolutely within my budget, but more than what has traditionally been spent in parks. Maybe even a new splash pad
No,
in a year or two.
no, okay.
I said a year or two.
Okay.
I said, we gotta plan these things out, so.
Did we identify the leak on the one feature? No, I didn't see it on any of your reports.
So at this point, there are aspects of the splash pad that we are, our water superintendent has put it quite gracefully that we are functionally punting on. There are certain aspects, the way it was designed, the way it was installed, there's just some aspects that we can't repair leaks without tearing out the splash pad. So, all joking aside, I think long-term, we need to look at, we're at about 70% capacity right now for operation for the splash pad. It's not gonna get better. So as certain aspects of the pad fail, we just can't repair them without tearing up the entire pad. So I think it's only a failure if you don't learn from it, so we're gonna use this as a learning opportunity. We're gonna look at, replacing the pad eventually, hopefully seeking grants for that, knock on wood. And, designing it a little bit differently so we can repair it and not have to tear up portions of it. But there are portions that we're just, currently we're at about 70% capacity operation right now, and that's the best it's gonna get. So, good news is we were out there this afternoon and that thing was packed. There was a couple dozen kids out there, and some adults running around in their bathing suits. It is enjoyed by all. It is a great feature. So, it's gonna go bigger.
Well, when we put that in, was there a lifespan that was anticipated on that thing?
I don't know if we really got a lifespan. I think the safety surface had a lifespan. I can't remember if it was 20 years or what it was.
What was that, 10 years ago?
Probably at least.
Yeah,
This point, I'm thinking.
yeah, it's,
Oh,
I'm trying to remember,
what's it been from?
Maybe 11.
but, yeah.
It was right before I got on council, also.
But, yeah, the safety surface, just like with the schools with their artificial turf, there is a lifespan that eventually loses its bonding, but, I think it's fairly still intact.
I mean, 70% is a good operational number for that, and again, it's being enjoyed. It's not like it's, a garden hose with, like one aspect of it is working. It's very functional. There was seriously a couple dozen people there today. So I would say that as we look at options for the future, there's some lessons we can learn. David Krishner had a great idea of, using a recirculating pump and capturing some of that water and using it to water the soccer fields, which would, right now they're brown, they're a little bit rough, and as soccer season starts, it would be nice to have those things watered. So, again, it was the first iteration, it has served the people of Portland well. I think the ROI on the tax dollars has been fantastic, and it's a nice feature that maybe we'll go bigger next time.
The fire department's doing some off-premises spraying too, I see.
Oh, yeah, that was at the high school for soccer camp.
So, yeah, it's a good feature. So, we'll look at adding and improving some features like that can increase the community feel of Portland. And again, these are the things that make a city a home. So we'll look at building some of those out. Definitely gonna work with the Parks Committee first and work with them on a strategic plan, work with the mayor, see what the budget allows, and then come back to council with, giving your heads up that, I've had a lot of feedback from residents. They would like to see some of these things, updated. How about that? So, including apparently a very long waiting line of pickleball courts. So, that is definitely one feature. But outside of that, the department is running fairly smoothly at this point. No major issues. Comfortably under budget, so again, we can reallocate some of those resources to improving quality of life in the city.
Thank you, Sean. Any questions?
All right, I too would like to thank council for all of your support.
Very well. All right. Hey, finance.
It is July, the budget, or the audit is underway. I did get a phone call from PJ though, they got pulled away a little bit, so it'll be mid to late August till it's complete. If you have not already, the state auditor always sends you, probably come from Cantor and Associates, the fraud letters. So once you get them returned to him, he was trying to get them out last week, but he said it might not be detailed this week, so he gave them out. Other than that, that's all I have. Happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Mayor's report.
I don't have one, other than we've been working really hard. And tomorrow meeting, Senator John Hughes' representative, in-state representative, so we'll talk about some issues.
Thank you, Mayor. Any questions for the mayor? All right. Any council committee reports this evening? Any announcements from council this evening? Anyone from the audience wishing to ask questions of council?
Kevin, I'd like to move into executive session to discuss property acquisition, inviting council, mayor, law director, finance director, and the human service director.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Dick McLean,
Yes?
John Moore,
Yes.
John Burcheri,
Yes.
Scott Riley,
Yes.
Jim Bradley,
Yes.
Kevin Swisher,
Yes.
Kevin Sparrow.
Yes. And we will adjourn into executive session. No action, no decisions will be made during that. And then we will reconvene for formal adjournment afterwards.